I want to do my part, folks, in helping out my community. And I want to see our politicians, like Nancy Pelosi and President, send out more stimulus checks to the American people in need of financial assistance.
Pelosi bracing for a fight with some more moderate members of her caucus next week. Top Democrats say the House is going to move forward with voting on the budget blueprint for that $3.5 trillion healthcare, education, and climate package.
According to the White House press secretary, Jen Psaki, she told reporters that Joe Biden is happy to hear from a range of ideas when it comes to improving the U.S. economy. Many Democrats are pushing for a fourth and even a fifth round of stimulus checks, while the president is reportedly open to the possibility. Many people are now wondering when more economic relief will come. In the meantime, folks, here is a timeline of when you may see more stimulus relief money. And be sure to stay at the end of this video to find out if you qualify for more stimulus checks. So just a couple of weeks ago, Jen Psaki told reporters that President Biden is open to ideas to improve the economy. This might include a fourth round of $1,200 stimulus checks.
That's about whether or not they can afford to send their kids to college. And they go to work over a bridge which is crumbling. And what this legislation does is says we're going to create millions of good pay.
Now, progressive Democrats are the ones that are pushing President Biden to provide Americans with more stimulus money. Recently, a total of more than 80 Democrats came together and wrote 2 letters. A total of 2 letters, folks, to the president campaigning for more stimulus checks. In one of the letters, it reportedly claimed that a fourth round and a fifth round of stimulus checks would keep 12 million Americans out of poverty. I support this, everybody. I support more stimulus checks being sent out, especially to the ones that are in desperate need of financial assistance.
Seniors, beware of Republicans bearing gifts. Today, the president signed a Trojan horse.
Do you believe, everybody, that President Biden can get the job done and help out the American people by sending out more stimulus payments and increase the Social Security benefits? Tell me what you think, everybody, about President Biden in the comments below. So the American Jobs Plan, everybody. It's the president's plan that will unify and mobilize the country to meet the greatest challenges of our time. It will also invest in Americans and deliver the jobs and opportunities that we deserve. However, unlike past major investments, the plan prioritizes long-standing injustice.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. President Bush, it is my honor to be on this stage with you and Mrs. Laura Bush, and thank you, President Bush, for your words.
The plan targets about 40% of the benefits to climate change and infrastructure investments. Now, just know this, the IRS is still depositing and sending out stimulus checks to Americans. Last week, the government sent out about 2.3 million stimulus checks. Now, plus the payments, everybody. Many people may receive more money due to not receiving the correct or full amount of the previous round stimulus checks that were sent out in the past. So, by the way, everybody, did you receive your first and second and even third stimulus check yet? Tell me in the comments below. Now, these are called plus-up payments, and many Americans are going to be receiving the corrected amounts of money around this time. And parents with eligible co-dependents will receive the child tax credits on the 15th of every month. In regards to the national ban on evictions, well, the CDC put a national ban on evictions due to the economic crisis Now, the Emergency Rental Assistance Program still has billions of dollars waiting for Americans to put into use to help pay for the rent. And Yahoo officials have warned that the program, despite President Biden's administration efforts to promote the program, the state's rollout of assistance, like stimulus relief, has been confusing for many people. According to USA Today, many renters and landlords have struggled with the application process, even to get approved, and people are still struggling and not getting the financial assistance that they need from Congress. This is bad news, everybody. President Biden must step in, Nancy Pelosi must step in, and send out more stimulus payments. Do you guys agree? Tell me in the comments below.
One parent in my district told me she saw a sign in front of a daycare center near her home saying childcare, $170 per week per child. That's almost $700 per month for one child and $2,400 for families with 3 children. Child care in America is simply unaffordable. Half of parents say that the maximum amount they can afford to pay is $200 a week, and yet the average cost of high-quality, center-based infant care in the United States is $2,400 per month. And yes, people should be properly trained to work with our children. This is not something that you should do unskilled and with low wages. But in Nevada, the issue of child care goes even further. It's not only expensive, but it's also impossible to find. In addition to literally being in the desert, much of our state is considered a child care desert. According to data from the Center for American Progress, 72% of Nevadans live in areas that are considered a child care desert, which means there simply aren't enough child care facilities for the families that need them, including in rural parts of my district. And for the families who do find child care, they're paying out what averages to be nearly $20,000 a year, or 32% of their median income for 2 children. That's reality. Nevada's shortage is only surpassed by Utah, where 77% of the state's residents live in a child care desert, and across the country it's 51%. So this is what we need right now to pass this bill, worth $27 billion over 10 years for child care access and affordability. And as the executive director of the Children's Advocacy Alliance in Nevada told me numerous times, that high-quality child care was expensive and difficult to secure before COVID-19 has only exacerbated these conditions. But we also know that this is a gender and equity issue. As my colleagues have stated, women of color are disproportionately represented in the child care workforce. About 94% of child care workers are women, and about 40% of workers are people of color, who tend to be concentrated in low-wage positions, which decrease their ability to afford child care for their own children. For their own children. And now you want to come in here and say we're spending too much. And some of you are the same people who talk about issues like a woman's right to choose and tout the preservation of family while not wanting to address the real-life struggles that parents face, and child care is one of those struggles. So providing more child care options while making those options affordable and accessible to families is the best way to preserve families of all kinds, and parents need to